Hi everyone and welcome back to our Istanbul trip. In the first part we walked along Istiklal street, saw the famous red tram, had dinner near Galata Tower and spent the next day around Sultanahmet, the most touristy part of the city. We also learned about the history of the Turkish banking system, spent some time at the Spice Bazaar, missed the railway museum because it was closed, had lunch in a Lebanese restaurant and somehow ended up in the wrong place for dinner. And now it is time for the next 3 days. So let's go! The third day began with a walk to Galata Tower, but this time not just to admire it from below, but to go all the way to the top. The entrance costs around 30 euros, and yes, it is not cheap, but this is one of those places where you truly understand the scale of Istanbul. From the top, the city opens in every direction. The views from here are a 360-degree panorama: Bosphorus, bridges, rooftops, mosques, streets, seagulls. This is exactly the moment when the footage speaks for itself. And a few words about the tower itself. Galata Tower was built in the 14th century. It was once known as the Tower of Christ and later served for many years as a fire watchtower. Today it is one of the symbols of Istanbul, and since 2014 it has been on the UNESCO World Heritage tentative list. The next stop on our list was the Kamondo Stairs. It is stylish and interesting, and one of the most popular spots for photos. But it is important to say honestly, if you want a shot without people, you will have to wait, or come here in the very morning. And as you can see from our photo, we did not really manage to catch the stairs without tourists. After the stairs, our Istanbul walk brought us back towards the Bosphorus, and near the water we tried another classic Istanbul street food, Balık ekmek. Balık means fish and ekmek means bread, so basically it is a fish sandwich.
Thank you. Hayır, bunları bozdurur musun ya? Beyaz.
After snack with Balık ekmek, we continued our walk and went to the Grand Bazaar. This is one of the most famous covered markets in the world. A huge maze of shops, passages, carpets and souvenirs, and sellers trying to get your attention from every side. We did not have a big shopping plan. We just walked around, looked at the shops and bought souvenirs to bring home. After our Grand Bazaar deals, we went back to the hotel to drop off our bags. And then a quick kebab lunch at a small cafe nearby. After lunch, we went to Aga Hammami, an old Turkish bath, which, according to information, has existed in this place since 1454. A hammam is not only about washing, it is about warming up, to enjoy steam, foam massage, warm marble, and letting the body slow down. This was one of rare moments when we put away the cameras, phones, left everything outside and simply rested. Sometimes a journey needs a pause, and hammam is the perfect place for that kind of pause. After the hammam, we returned back to our hotel. And then a small mini adventure moment happened. You see, we decided to go up to the roof to look at the area from above and take a couple of good photos. The door was open, there were no warning signs, but literally after some minutes an administrator came up to us and said that going to the roof was not allowed. We didn't know it was forbidden territory. Maybe in the future the hotel will make a terrace here. That would be perfect. And actually the views from the roof was nice. For dinner we decided to find something local. So we checked small streets near Istiklal street, where we found a small, at first glance, unremarkable place. But it turned out to be a real find. The food was tasty, the staff were kind, they even brought us tea twice for free, a sincere gesture that made the evening warm and pleasant. These are exactly the places that create the atmosphere of travel, unexpected, simple and soulful. The next day started with a walk to the port. Our plan was to take a ferry to Kadikoy, the Asian side of Istanbul. Getting there is easy. You can use Istanbul card or buy a ticket on the spot. The ferry ride is not long, but it still feels like a small journey inside the bigger trip. It is not a Bosphorus cruise, but it is still a chance to see Istanbul from the water. And honestly, the ride is amazing. Seagulls, wind, boats around you. It feels amazing. What did we do in this part of Istanbul? Of course, we reached the famous bull statue, one of classic meeting points and photo spots in Kadikoy. We also walked through small streets, tried cheesecake and Turkish coffee, and for lunch we chose pidem. It is a Turkish fast food chain, something like a local McDonald's, but with traditional Turkish food. Pidem, a boat-shaped dough with toppings like minced meat, cheese, sausages or potato. It really feels a bit like pizza, but in a Turkish style. After lunch, we walked through the market area. There were stalls with fresh fish and different seafood. One of those places where you immediately understand that Kadıköy is not just another tourist spot. After that, we slowly walked towards the Kadıköy pier. There are often street musicians there, and this time we were lucky. A singer was performing a calm Turkish song. I looked more closely and realized it was Zana Zendo, a Turkish YouTuber and musician who performs and shares his music right on the street. It was one of those moments when the city gives you a small story without you planning it.
Bir gün eksik olursa benden bu ömrümü çalar getir melek de gitarımı getir saçlarını yal getir benden bu ömrümü çalar getir gitarımı getir saçlarını yal getir oğlum.
Later, after returning to our side of Istanbul, we rested a little bit and went back to the pier again, this time for a Bosphorus cruise. We took the tour at 5 p.m, hoping to catch the sunset. The sun disappears quickly behind the hills of Istanbul, but we still managed to catch some golden reflections on the water. And the view was beautiful. Bridges, Dolmabahce Palace, silhouettes of mosques, seagulls flying next to the boat. A budget tour cost around 5 euros. There are also private tours with dinner and the program, but we chose the simple option. And guys, the Bosphorus in the evening feels epic. I will not tell much, just enjoy the footage. And please tell me in the comments if you would also go on such tour. The last day is always a little sad. We went for a short walk along Istiklal street, bought a few more souvenirs. We wanted to take a small piece of the city with us. And Istanbul stayed in memory as a mix of noisy streets and quiet alleys. Flavors, smells, music, bridges, ferries, seagulls. Every day here was full in its own way. And even though we haven't followed must-see list, it left the feeling that Istanbul is always ready to surprise you. So yeah, this was our trip to Istanbul. A lot of walking, a lot of food, and a city that we will probably want to visit again. Because Istanbul is not a place you fully understand in one visit. And have you been in Istanbul? If yes, share the best moments in the comments. And see you on the next adventure. Bye!